In this video, I'm going to share 3 beginner-friendly real estate investment strategies for 2025. Let's get into it. What's up, everybody? It's Jamel Gibbs, your family-oriented entrepreneur. Welcome to this video. Now look, let's talk real for a second. A lot of people are wondering if right now is the best time to get started investing in real estate. And I get it. With interest rates still high, with inflation creeping back up, with headlines every single week talking about a market crash, or AI taking over the world, I totally understand. And on top of that, you got bills to take care of, your income might be down just a little bit, you got a family to take care of, and really all you're concerned about is trying to stay ahead, trying to keep your head above the water at this point. I get it, trust me. But here's the truth. If you're thinking long term, which you always should be thinking long term, real estate is one of the best wealth building tools there is. Why? Because it's tangible. You can touch it. You can feel it. You can control it. You can also cash flow from it when you have economic hard times like right now. A lot of people are experiencing job losses. A lot of people worrying about the cost of living going up. And times like these is when real estate really shines because you don't need a ton of money to get started. You don't need perfect credit and you don't need to risk it all in order to get your investment properties going. All you really need is the right strategy. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Now, before we jump into all of this, I want to give a quick shout out to the sponsor of this video, Wholesaling. Wholesaling is an all-in-one banking platform built just for real estate investors. I use it to collect rents, to separate my personal expenses from my business expenses. I use it to track cash flow in my real estate investing business. And we earn over 4% with the reserve capital that we keep in the account. All in one clean dashboard. So whether you're flipping virtually or you're holding rental properties, Wholesaling saves you time, eliminates stress, and makes your finances feel like a real business. Now, here's the best part. It's free to sign up. And when you do sign up, Wholesaling is going to give you a $100 bonus when you fund your account. So be sure to check the link in the description box below. Now, let's get into the strategies. The first strategy we're going to talk about today is house hacking. Now, for those of you who don't know what house hacking is, it's basically when you buy a multi-family property, you live in one of the units and you rent out the rest of the property. Why is this a beneficial strategy in today's economy? Well, think about it. Property prices are still high and interest rates are still high. So that can make it less affordable for somebody to own a property. But if you buy a multi-family property, 2 to 4 unit residential properties, you can live in one of the units and rent out the rest of the property. Those additional rents that you're picking up from the other units that are attached to the property can either pay for the entire mortgage or cover most of it. So it really minimizes the amount that you need to come out of pocket with in order to be able to live in that property. So you get the benefit of owning the property and collecting rent on the property while you live there. Now, in some cases, your rents will cover the entire mortgage. And in other cases, it'll cover the entire mortgage and provide you with some cash flow on top of that. So you can clearly see that house hacking is a beneficial way for any real estate investor to get started. Now, you do have to live in these properties for a period of time, but that's not a bad thing at all, especially in today's economy. Because at the end of the day, by you living in the property, you're minimizing your expenses, which allows you to save more money and build wealth through the property in the long run. Now, there's some more benefits that are attached to this type of investment strategy. Number one, when you're house hacking, you're normally going after an FHA loan. So what that means is all you need is 3.5% to put down on any property. So if you look at a house, let's say it's a 4-unit property, and you're buying it for, I'm just throwing a number out there. I understand that there's different market values across the country, all right? But let's just say that you're buying a 4-unit apartment building or a 4-unit multi-family property for $500,000. So that generally means you're going to come out of pocket with a down payment of just $17,500 plus your closing costs in order to be able to buy that property and live in it. And then you're going to have the other units pay for the mortgage for you. So you literally get to live there either for free or for a very small amount of money. So this is perfect for first-time investors, first-time home buyers if you're a college student right now, or you're going into college, and rather than renting out a dorm, you can purchase a multi-family property in order to be able to live in throughout your college years. And then if you decided to, you can sell that property later on after you graduate and take the money to buy your first home. This is the perfect opportunity for you to be able to build some wealth, especially if you're young. If you're looking to get your first rental property going, but you don't own any real estate yet, this is the perfect opportunity for you to get started, not only with a living space, but also a rental space, all in the same complex. If you just got married, you're a couple, or you're just getting started with your family, here's a perfect opportunity for you to be able to live rent-free and collect some cash flow and build wealth at the same time. And overall, anybody who's looking to lower their living expenses, which a lot of people are looking to do right now, house hacking provides that opportunity for you. So look into house hacking. Talk to some real estate agents, talk to some mortgage brokers, see how you can get started with a multifamily property in this economy that we're currently in order to be able to help build wealth while saving money in the long run. All right, now the next strategy we're going to talk about for a beginner real estate investor in today's economy is a live and flip. Now, a live and flip is exactly what it sounds like. You're going to buy a fixer-upper, live in it, and eventually sell it for a profit. So how it works is you're basically going to find a property you desire. It's going to be a fixer-upper. You're going to fund it with what's called a 203K FHA loan. You can fund it other ways, but that's probably going to be the easiest way to get this type of deal done for a beginner real estate investor who don't have a ton of capital. All you really need is 3.5% to put down plus your closing costs. The FHA loan will cover the amount to purchase the property, and it's going to cover the amount to fix the property up. So you're going to fix the property up slowly, and then once you're ready to sell it, typically after 2 years of living in the property, you'll sell it possibly tax-free because of the capital gains exemption. Now, why is this a great strategy for the market that we're in right now? Well, it's really simple. Inventory is really tight right now, and move-in ready homes are typically overpriced. But fixer-uppers are still easier to find because people are not thinking about putting the work into the properties themselves. They want turnkey properties, meaning the properties are already fixed up. But you can benefit by getting a discount on these properties, benefit from future appreciation by putting some work into the properties, and you get a property that is much more affordable than these overpriced move-in ready homes. And on top of that, most investors use hard money when it comes to these types of fixer-upper deals. But since this is a property that you're going to be living in, you're not going to pay the high interest rates that come along with hard money loans. You're going to go straight to FHA. Again, a 203K loan. You're going to pay whatever the market rate is, which is going to be significantly below a hard money lender's terms. And that's all because you're actually going to live in the property. So this is going to be an owner-occupied deal. So you're going to avoid holding costs on the property. And if you're single, you'll qualify for a $250,000 tax exemption, as we've mentioned. Or if you're married, up to $500,000 on the tax exemption when you sell. So who's this type of deal for? Well, if you're a handyman or you don't mind doing a little bit of work yourself, this could be a perfect opportunity for you to be able to get a fixer-upper and benefit from future appreciation. If you have a family and the property is not too bad, but you want to put some work into it in order to build more equity, this is a perfect opportunity for you to be able to build some wealth as not only a property owner, but also a real estate investor. Or if you're simply a buyer looking for long-term tax-free profits, this is definitely an opportunity for you to be able to get some of that. So live and flips is a perfect strategy that I believe will benefit a beginning real estate investor in today's market. All right, now the third strategy that's perfect for a beginning real estate investor in today's economy is wholesaling real estate. Now, wholesaling is basically when you find an undervalued property, you put the property under contract, you find an end buyer to purchase that contract from you, and you sell the contract for a profit. That's wholesaling in layman's terms. So how it works is this. You're basically a connector. You're going to find a motivated seller. You're going to line up a buyer for the contract that you sign with the motivated seller. You're going to put the two together, and you're simply going to make a profit. Now, these profits can range between $5,000 to $15,000 or more per deal. Now, why is wholesaling beneficial for a beginning real estate investor in today's market? Well, you don't need a lot of cash and you don't need any credit in order to start wholesaling real estate. And with more and more people looking to downsize their properties, they're looking to avoid foreclosure, and they're looking to offload unwanted houses, wholesaling provides a huge opportunity for any real estate investor, especially beginners in today's market. Now, who's wholesaling for? It's for hustlers who need quick cash. It's for people with very little experience and not a lot of money. And it's also for people who want to build seed money for long-term investments like rental properties and things of that nature. So if that's you, then wholesaling will be the perfect opportunity for you as a beginning real estate investor right now. Now, one thing I do want to mention is there's certain states that are cracking down on how wholesaling is being operated. So you definitely want to check your state laws to see how wholesaling actually works, if it's legit, if you need a license to do this in your local area. The way wholesaling is practiced today with the assignment of contract is slowly going away in a lot of areas. So if you're going to get started with wholesaling, get familiar with lenders who will lend money short term and allow you to purchase the property so that you can then put the property back on the market at a higher price. That's a whole nother video for another day. In fact, if you want to see that type of video, leave a comment in the comment section. I'm happy to produce some content right around that particular topic so you understand how that actually works. Wholesaling provides a huge opportunity. You can still assign contracts in most of the country, but in certain areas, there's just adjusting how wholesaling is done. So you definitely want to look into that in your local area. Now, just a shameless plug, I do have an entire wholesaling course in my Deal Pro Academy. You can check the link in the description box below. And inside that course, I have a section where I keep up to date with the areas that are changing the way wholesaling actually works. I provide links to those particular areas, and then I show you the best practices on how to do wholesaling no matter where you are. So if you want to join the Deal Pro Academy, be sure to check the link in the description box below. You'll get access to that course as well as 5 other mastery courses and other training along with it, along with a community and everything else that you need as well. But wholesaling real estate in this economy is a very low risk way to get started as a real estate investor if you're a beginner. Even if you're not a beginner, wholesaling has always been a very low risk way to invest in real estate. It's an easier way to make money without having to take down properties if you don't want to do the fixing up and waiting for the property to sell on the other end. It's a great strategy to incorporate in today's market. So let's simplify all of this. What if you don't have a lot of time or a lot of money? You can start with wholesaling or house hacking. Wholesaling costs almost nothing for you to get started. You can literally put in the time and the energy and find your first deal. Then once you get funded from your first deal, you can then start scaling your business up from there. House hacking allows you to put very little down on a property. You can live in a property, start building wealth from that property while living there rent free. So you can literally turn your living space into an asset. So how do you get started without risking everything? You use owner occupied financing. Again, that FHA loan, 3.5% down. You start small and then you partner if needed. A partner can come into play if you don't have, let's say, the 3.5% to put down, or you don't have the minimum of a 580 credit score in order to get started. You can find someone who does, and you can partner with that person in order to be able to get the property for you. A partner can also come into play when you're wholesaling real estate. It's called a joint venture. You find the buyer or the property, and you joint venture with somebody who can bring the other half of the deal to you, and you simply split the profit with that person. Let's say I have a buyer looking for a property in a certain area within a certain price range, but I don't have that property available. I may look out for other wholesalers within that area, within the price range that I'm looking for, who don't have buyers. They have the property, but they don't have the buyer. So I connect with that wholesaler and I joint venture with them. We split the profit by selling the property to my buyer, and everybody makes money. Everybody gets what they want. So that's an example of a partnership when it comes to wholesaling. But at the end of the day, you need to adjust where your circumstances are right now and where do you see your ideal future in the next 3 to 5 years, and take one small, smart step forward. That's all you have to do. You have to get started, which most people never do. And by you watching this video up until this time, which most people won't do, it shows that you're serious about getting started as a beginning real estate investor. So look, I've been doing this for over 20 years. I've seen markets rise. I've seen markets fall. I've heard everything in the book when it comes to a market crash, or the market is great, or whatever the case may be. I've seen it all. One thing that's been consistent over my 20 years in business is the people who win are the people who start, even if it's small. They don't wait for the perfect time. They take action based on where they are right now. And if you want help choosing your next step, I've put together a free 7 beginner-friendly real estate strategies guide just for you that you can download right below. Be sure to check the link in the description box. This guide will help you pick the perfect strategy for where you are right now in today's economy, and I hope you enjoy it. Be sure to leave a comment in the comment section. Be sure to leave a like. Also, be sure to subscribe to my channel, click the notification bell, and I hope to see you guys on the next one. Take care.